And on the final note is the whole thing about gaming journalism and gaming journalists. And this point is probably going to get me the most hate. At this point in time, there aren't really many actual gaming journalists. These days, people that pass off as gaming journalists are more or less copy editors. They take what developers or publishers say, they copy the stuff, redo it, edit it, package it out, and there's your article. And then also a lot of gaming websites out there just keep doing these top 10, top 5, best whatever in whatever, best Mario games, because a new Mario game is coming out. And that stuff, that's just, that's the whole BuzzFeed type thing. They're just trying to get hits. And I understand the gaming industry is very, very expensive, and they don't get a lot of money in return. So they try and make these articles to get a lot of, fundage, and then use that money for actual good stuff. And I have a very good friend that was, in gaming journalism. I'm pretty sure he was a gaming journalist, and I know he wrote a lot of strategy guides, and we talk about this stuff from time to time, and he tells me gaming journalism, well, any type of journalism, is very expensive, and it's hard to find an actual journalist to do this kind of stuff. And it's true, because you can see people out there. One of my kind of, I don't want to say pet peeves, it's just an annoyance of mine. You can see people out there that have these really high English degrees, and they work really, really hard in school, and then they become gaming journalists or editors or whatever, and their English is spectacular. Sometimes it's a little too much, because you have to remember who you're writing for. You're just writing for some average Joe, so you shouldn't use too big of words. But my point is, they end up going into this gaming industry, and some people don't know anything about gaming, but they still get hired because they have these great degrees. But I will say there are some people that do know about gaming, that do have great English degrees, but because they have these great degrees, they come into this industry and they make very, very little money, and usually have to live in very, very expensive places, and they end up, having this huge debt. And so unfortunately, there's this whole thing, they can't make the money to pay off all that schooling and stuff like that. And so a lot of gaming outlets do try and hire people that don't have great degrees, even journalistic degrees, English degrees, but they have great experience in gaming. And then that also sometimes upsets, the community. They're like, oh, this is horrible English or whatever. But, really, there's still a heart and soul in there. And there's a person that knows what they're talking about. But again, journalism is very expensive, and these type of outlets don't make a lot of money. So unfortunately, we're stuck with those type of people. And so those people shouldn't really, those journalists should be held to a certain journalistic standard, but at the same time, they shouldn't think that they're better than everybody, is what I guess I'm saying. But, I probably had that feeling with just a lot of people from college. 'Cause of course I went to college, and I found a lot of people who were in college automatically think that they're better than other people because they went to college. Well, some people can't afford college, and you might have went to college, you might have had bad grades. That still doesn't make you better. Even if you do have great grades, even if you got a great degree, that doesn't automatically make you a better person. What you do is what makes you a great person, and that goes back to this whole argument against gamers. What you do makes you a good person and makes the gaming industry and people great. So, don't just automatically go out there and start calling people names. Make good arguments and stuff like that. Alright guys, so I went on about a 30-minute rant about this whole Gamergate stuff, so I decided to chop the video up into smaller pieces, so make sure you check out the other videos so you know what Gamergate is all about and all this stuff that's going on. And remember, I'm Hardcore Hector, so like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe if you want, and share this video so other people can actually know what's going on.